Show me your pencils. Oh God. What do you even have in there?
So many pencils. Okay.
How can this be possible?
Wait, where am I putting this? Okay. First things first this is all like pencil pouch. Of inside, separated baggies of different types of drawing pencils, or like charcoal pencils, or erasers.
Wow.
This is the Alex's pencils from like middle school to freshman year drawing class, just like in one of like whatever the leftovers were, just accumulated in this pencil case.
For some reason, this like very much screams middle school.
So I was about to say, I think this pencil case is from like the 3rd or 4th grade when we had to put like my teacher put my name on this.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. Travel pencil case. Okay. Pencil roll. Random pencil case part 2 that has like a bunch of zippers on it.
Ooh.
This is the scholar version. This is they're woodless. So they're like,
ooh, cool.
This is from my HB blog post. So there's like one of all of the HB pencils we have in here. In one of the Tombow, I stole the Tombow mono from us. Okay. So, well, like when we sell the individual pencils, we'll open the packs.
This is what it comes in. I don't even know because I don't.
Yeah, one of the mono sets. I don't know if they were the really old ones, and we sold the last of them, and they started coming in boxes. But it was an empty one that we were gonna throw away, and I was like, well, I need something to hold these now, so it came in handy. Zipper case, part 1. We haven't gotten to the other one yet. Hold on. This is a mix of colored pencils. These are Caran. These are I just got these for Christmas.
Ooh.
These are individual like color scheme sets.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, they're really fancy. And
Very
there's like
earthy.
2 of these. That's like browns, and this is like grayscale. Very pretty.
Cool.
Is watercolor pencils. This is Inktense pencils.
What does that mean?
So instead of being like watercolor, when you put the wash over it, it looks more like ink.
Oh, that's cool.
So it has like more like a vibrant quality instead of a watercolor quality. Yeah, so it's a set. I've had these for a while, and you can see I've not used them the whole time. Also, I don't know what's happening to this tin right now. Okay, wait, that's fine. I'll just go over here. Tiny, go back to Tiny. This is just a set of, it's a mix of sepia and
nice.
charcoal soft. I have.
We'll get to that in a second.
Also just got this for Christmas. The case, not the pencils inside.
It's very nice.
Because I needed to stop having to reorganize my pencils in all of these pencil cases.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second.
So the first side is Prismacolor and the random Faber-Castell ones at the end. And then this side is more Prismacolor. Very thin. I just bought these as boxes. It's my Blackwing matte box, and then more Blackwing pencils.
That's all? That's all?
That's it.
All right. So, hi. So today we are looking at, obviously, Alex's pencil and color pencil collection. Woo! Okay, so some things to go over. Like, one of my questions was, how do you store pencils? Well, yeah. I guess just to step back a little bit, I think, Alex, you probably, out of all of us, use pencils the most / like at all. And you obviously did the HB pencil blog post and a video with Daisy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like last year, right?
Yeah, it was sometime last year. Yeah. Don't remember.
Yeah, so very knowledgeable about pencils, has a lot of pencils. So I asked Alex to bring in her pencil collection.
Yeah.
So you've always used pencils a lot?
Yes. That was always what I started drawing with, and I think that was just like ease of access almost, because like all of my starting stuff was in like the, you know, Papermate mechanical pencils that you could like get at the store that you needed for school. And so that's what I like started drawing with, and honestly consistently did for a while. And then like in the course of like over school or over summers, I took a lot of like art classes, or like the summer camps, or like the weekend ones, and kind of like accumulated odds and ends from there. And like what I liked, a lot of these that you just saw me pull out were also like gifts. So go to like Christmas birthday gifts, or like even just like on my list when I asked it were like pencils. So it's a lot where that's where a lot of like these sets I have come from.
So you use pencils for drawing mostly,
Yeah.
but did you ever use pencils or mechanical pencils for like writing notes or like taking notes in school, or was it mostly for drawing?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I had them for originally. That was always like, I mean, it was on our back to school list, and so honestly, we had to. It's like have to is probably like a strong term, but like it was recommended, or like at least kind of required actually, for like elementary into like middle school. So I would always do like all of those notes in pencil. I would smudge the crap out of it because I'm left-handed, which is probably why I stopped in high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. So that all started with like having to just take notes in general.
Because I guess I'm asking because like starting in middle school, but also like high school and college, definitely I took notes in pens, and I did use pencils if like we were doing some like fundamentals of drawing or something like in class, but like all my other projects I would just sketch in pen. And now I don't even really know like when the last time is that I touched the pencil, you know? So it's interesting that you've kind of stuck with it.
Yeah. I do actually sketch in pen mostly now, unless it's something like one of my big school projects, or actually like a formal project, because obviously I'll do the underneath sketch in pencil. But to force myself to not keep correcting things, because that was definitely something like quick sketch wise that I almost had to teach myself over school, was to start in pen, because you couldn't erase it. Like you had to figure out how to fix whatever, or like deal with or incorporate whatever you thought you had messed up or didn't like in a sketch in pen when you can't erase it, and you don't want to start over, or you're making it a rule not to start over. So that is also like, I use pencils obviously a whole ton in any of like my school projects or any like bigger projects when I'm doing those, because I do a lot of detailed stuff. But sketching wise, actually switch to pen and stick with pen.
Well, I guess that kind of makes me think of the question. We got a comment on our previous collection video about someone, in their mind, a collection is something that you collect to kind of have and not necessarily use, versus I think so far we've only talked about collections being something that we're using, right? So I mean, what I'm hearing is that you don't necessarily use a lot of pencils nowadays, but you still keep kind of, maybe, is there a sentimental value in
I mean, do I use all of these at some point? Yes. But there are definitely ones in here that I probably like, that aren't my favorite, that I still have and will never get rid of. A little bit for like sentimental reasons. Others just in case like I do want them at some point. A lot of the times, especially well, I don't say like especially with pencils because like it's all over the place. Like pens have the same quality. We go over so many details of fountain pens too. But pencils also have a ton of different like qualities to them. So I have obviously a lot in front of me, but at least colored pencil wise, I think you have more variation that some work better in some situations than others do. And so in the case in point where like I need this one because it's the one that will like, go over gouache paint. Some of them don't. Some of them you'll just like scratch right through. You want to have like that on hand if you're looking for like a specific color, and then it's kind of just like accumulated through there. So I have my favorites that I've like used and probably like rebought the same colors for multiple times. They're like here, but some of the like sets or honestly like I know I have like a ton of like Prismacolor ones here. Those actually aren't my favorite, but I have a lot of them because they layer really well on top of other things. So, I mean, obviously they're pretty to look at. I like colors, so I'm not going to be like sad that I open them and they like really aesthetically pretty. Like, but a collection less so maybe to look at, but like more so of like to have in a very specific situation.
So you like to collect and like have them kind of because it's like cool in a specific like way that this one doesn't do it or I also like having them to like it's fun to me to compare them. So I have a lot of sets of like 3 or like 6. I'll like buy them in a color like the colors I like in a color palette or whatever and see how I like drawing with them and then go from there if I like want to keep getting more of them. More so I've started doing that like in recent years because I have a lot. And sometimes you don't want to buy like the entire like sets. Like as I already said, I think a lot of the sets that I have been gifts of ones that I've like bought the single pencils for or like bought 1 or 2 of them and then like ended up asking for Christmas or like someone knew I wanted them for my birthday or whatever. But started with trying it whether or not I even use them at all, and then slowly like got more. How many like this is just like a part of your collection? Like
this is
color pencil
most all of them.
Oh, okay, cool. Are there anything specific that you want to talk about from the collection that you brought here?
My favorites are like in the one pencil case that you wouldn't think they would be in. I feel like you have to like wait, guess.
Because you said that, I kind of want to guess either this one or this one. Because this probably has some older pencils, like you said. And this, I don't know, just because it's like smaller and like doesn't seem like...
Yeah. So this is actually, this is my like carry with me pencil case. Also know that I carry a lot of things on me. So I had to like start separating things out to be able to grab.
Smaller pouches.
Into smaller pouches. So this is like my if I want pencils on me pencil case that I have. This is like our little Midori pouch. These are, this one's Caran dash. The 2-sided, so it's pencil and then like highlighter yellow. And then the uni vermilion Prussian blue. Just for like if you want like quick color adds to any sketches, if I'm like bringing pencils out anyway. This is more blue, but 2.0 lead. So it's
this is blue lead.
Yeah, it's blue
cool.
lead, which is nice. It's not technically the like non-photocopy blue, but it works well enough that if you ever need it. I also just like sketching in blue. Mostly because it's my favorite color. Like, I'm just gonna be perfectly honest.
Is the photo thing that it doesn't show up? What is that again?
So when you photocopy something, basically if you're going over it in black and white, the blue is easiest to take out. So your under sketches, you can sketch in blue. If you go over it in ink and then scan it in, the blue is easiest to remove once you've already scanned it, not to see for later. So obviously you'd see it in the original print, but once you haven't scanned. These are just my like go-to mechanical pencils. I feel like because I always say that I love pencils, and everyone's like, oh, mechanical pencils. I have like I think I have one or two others. Yeah, I think I have like maybe one or two others somewhere, but my go-tos, and honestly the only two I really use or have or know where they are the monograph, which is like the shaker to extend the lead. And then I really like this also for the eraser, just gonna say. And then the P207. This was my like charcoal drawing class pencil because you could clean it off. It wouldn't break. I threw that like drawing bag around everywhere, and the thicker lead was a little bit nicer for that, so I have both of those. This is just an eraser. I don't remember what brand it is, I'm being perfectly honest. It's just here. My tiny Blackwing mat with the little pencil guard.
So nice.
It's getting
What is that?
This is actually, it's rectangle lead. But this was actually gifted to me from CY and Akane when they came for nib grinding. They had all their stuff out when they were showing us and we were talking that one night, and I think I kind of like offhandedly, like we were trying stuff and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I've never seen one that has this. Maybe really cool to like bring for, you know, quick sketches and shading, just because it has like that flat surface. And they were like, oh, do you want it? I was like, no. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. Not what I meant at all. And they were like, you can take it. I was like, no, it's fine. It's like left it there. And then literally, I think it had to be the next day when I was at the storefront and they were still there, like came over and like gave it, like handed it to me. Like,
oh, that's so
you don't
nice.
have to do that. So that was really sweet. Thank you. I still have it. I still carry it with me.
That's so cute.
It's really nice for like shading.
Yeah, it would be pretty weird to write with, I guess. I guess you could write with like.
It's almost kind of like a music, like a stub nib.
Yeah.
It's like a stub nib pencil, honestly.
Do you know if you can get refills here for these? Because I haven't really seen anything like this.
I've looked them up online. I haven't had to yet. I don't know how much lead I have left. And
You should ask CY to bring some refills.
Where'd you get it?
In
Yeah.
the summer.
By the way, do you remember that one pencil from like 2 years ago? Do you
Doesn't
know where to
even
get the
remember.
refills for that? I think I've looked them up, but I probably like on Amazon or something. My favorite colored pencils was actually in this random green. When I was like, guess, like this random green. It's not even like the nice one.
Yeah.
That is actually for a reason. Not insane.
Are you
I
afraid that
bought-
they're gonna steal it or something?
That would be a good one though, because you probably would go for like the really nice pancakes.
Yeah.
It's actually, so I used to have some of them in here because I will pull these out the most, and it's most easy to have them in my hand or like in front of me, like just open, or like in here to be able to see all the colors. Not that you can't see them when they're like in, you know, these kind of bands, but then if you're using a whole ton of them, you have to keep pulling them all out and then putting them all back. And these are the Faber-Castell Polychromos. I use the most just in general, like when I'm drawing. They blend the best for me, and I like them because they stay sharper. So they're oil-based instead of wax-based, which just means you can almost like layer them eternally because you won't get like that waxy texture at the end that you can get with like Prismacolors. And they stay sharper for longer for me. So when I'm doing like a bunch of detail stuff over like a period of time, I don't have to like keep sharpening my pencil.
That's so cool. I would have never known.
Very, very good pencil information. I have like,
So it's easy for you to just like rummage through it.
yeah.
Okay, so those are your favorite. Yeah. What's the most expensive thing that you have in your collection?
If we're going like in total, it has to probably be like this set, like this kind of set, just because it is like a large set of them, and they are still like artist pencils, so they are like more in general when you buy them separately. I don't remember. This was gifted to me a while ago, actually, but it probably has to be this set. Individually, it has to be the Caran pencils because those are expensive, which is why I only own 6. But these are Caran Luminance pencils, which are also known to be really great for drawing. Obviously, I mean you can write with them too. Like if you want to write in color, it's not like you can't write with colored pencils or need to find like special like pencil writing like colored lead. Sometimes those, I feel like mechanical pencil refills can be really dull.
Dull
like,
in terms of color?
Yeah,
Oh.
like mechanical pencil lead.
The colored lead.
Yeah. So, not saying that anyone can't write with these. If you had to pick a writing one, I would also still probably go Polychromos. Like oil-based, because they tend to not be as soft, so you're not sharpening your pencil forever. But yeah. So I have like a few of these. These actually, they came to visit us, or Neil and Daisy.
Oh yeah.
And they like very nicely gifted us like tester pencils and things of theirs, and so they gave me the blue ones, which is where I have this blue.
Oh.
When I'm trying new pencils, since I don't want to have to buy a whole set, an idea that I like, and if you want to use, go for it, because I don't even think it was like my original idea. I probably took it from like an artist I follow, is to buy open stock colored pencils like individually. You can buy them individually.
Oh.
Like I didn't buy these as a set. I just bought
Right.
the colors I wanted. In like a color palette you like, or like use a lot, so that when you're trying them, you know you're going to use them.
Getting the individual pencils in colors that you know you're gonna use, basically.
Yeah.
Instead of like this, something like this has like all of these colors that you might not necessarily want, I guess.
Or like getting a bigger set to like have to have the colors that you want.
Right.
Because that's always like when you're getting like, I don't want to say nicer ones, because you can use whatever works. Like just because they're more expensive does not mean that they're nicer particularly, or like gonna work for what you're doing. But if you want to try them and you don't want to like have to buy a whole set, or know you're not going to use half of the ones that you're going to buy in that set anyway, buying the colors that you like, or ones that maybe you don't have yet in something else, I think works better and is a little bit less like stressful when you feel like you can't use them because they're expensive.
Yeah.
So I like bought these as a set because I like the colors together.
How much are these? Just out of curiosity.
I think they were like $4 or something.
For each?
Yeah.
That is
$4.30
pretty
or something.
expensive.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was probably your most expensive. So since you have a lot of pencils, you have a lot of pouches and like rolls like this, but mostly also kind of kept in just these tins.
Yeah.
You also really like tin. Just
They're really nice. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm not carrying them with me. Like I'm not like on the go or like on location artist. Usually, these would not be what I would bring anyway.
Can I open this?
Oh yeah.
I'm intrigued because there are little spots for like erasers and stuff.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so cute. It's so cute. It has a little eraser spot here and a little sharpener. Oh, and these keep falling out.
So these, like, if I had to pick any of them to like take with me somewhere, it would probably be these. They're like more Derwent. They're like the drawing. They're all pastel or like muted colors, which is also just more my color palette.
Yeah, these colors are really cool.
They're really
Like
pretty.
these like sage colors.
Yeah. So this is one that good example. I bought a few of them and then ended up really liking them. This was in college at some point. And ended up buying the entire set. So I have the entire set outside of a tin. They layer really nice. If you can see, like, I have tiny ones. There's definitely been ones in here that I've replaced from using for like school projects or my projects.
These are sharpened really nicely, Alex. What kind of sharpener do you use? Since you have so many pencils.
So many
that you have to
pencils.
sharpen.
I actually have an electronic pencil sharpener that sits next to my desk that I got from Amazon. It's like a stand one that you can adjust how sharp you want the pencils, and then it just, obviously, just stick your pencil in. Like use any electronic pencil sharpener?
I don't know. I don't really use a. I'm trying to think if I've
Used them?
used one. I mean, I probably have in the past, but
So funny,
I don't know.
kind of funny aside, when I was doing the HP pencil comparison, I was like seeing how fast they would wear down your writing a little bit. I wanted them to be as sharp as possible. So when I was doing that here, I like literally set up and I brought my like electronic pencil sharpener and like all my stuff and just like on the table. I was like, here's all of this.
Is that big? Like, could you carry it around or?
Yeah, I mean, like, could I have brought it here? Yes. Is it the easiest thing to carry with you consistently? No.
Okay.
So if you're like moving it from one place to another, it's not like big or heavy. It's all like basically plastic, but it's not something that's like portable and like you want to carry it out with you somewhere. Also, because it needs to be plugged into a wall. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's not like battery. No.
Okay. So I saw some like pencil accessories when you were showing us the pencils in here.
Yeah.
Mostly. So you have some point guards.
I have.
So
Just
you
the-
have these ones. These I always like the idea of these. Whenever I'm like, show them to a customer at the store, I'm like, oh yeah, these are great if you use pencils. But I don't use pencils, so I don't know. But here you go.
It does make your pencil really long, especially more so because these are like double-sided and have it on both.
Yeah.
I was just really tired when I used to like carry everything in one big pencil case, and I'd have like the pencil on the sides, and then it would get on like my pens and everything, and just be like a little bit messier. So that's why I kind of got these. It works well if you have a pencil that fits all right, but they are like a little bit different. Ones could be different like sizing on that, but they don't fit all pencils, especially drawing pencils. Like these work because they're normal pencil size. So most writing pencils will like work with the kind of sharp point ones, but I feel like your thicker drawing pencils, they're too small for that.
You
And-
have the Blackwing.
That was also just a little bit because they don't fit this to the the greatest.
see.
You can if you really want to, but it will like scratch it up. I've mentioned that in store to people because I like honestly like shove it on here, so I still have you can see like a ring on the pencil because if you don't, it will kind of fall off if you like throw your pencil case around. But I feel like if I shove it on there really tight, it actually does stay.
What about erasers?
I honestly
Not a
just
lot
have
of erasers.
a lot of really random erasers. I think there's a bag of erasers in here. These are just kind of like accumulated. I don't have a particular like favorite or need for any.
What is this? Why is it so... What happened to this eraser?
So, if anyone's ever drawn with charcoal or taken a charcoal like drawing class, you know that it gets everywhere. And then your eraser it's just covered in charcoal and you can't use it basically until you somehow clean it off. And so once I was done with my drawing class with charcoal, it was probably, a little bit smaller than this, but it's an eraser, and I was like, I could spend the time to try to get this off the outside, but I don't really want to, but I don't want to waste the eraser. Someone's gonna come on the comments and be like, you could have just done this. I'm like,
Oh my god,
would
what
still
is
be good
this?
to know. It's a
Sorry.
sharpener.
I was like, what is this? It's so weird. Huh? Okay, so that's what that is. So these are sharpeners
Sharpener.
that catch your shavings
Yes.
in here. Cool.
These were like my carry with me for a long time. They're just like smaller.
Yeah, it looks
Stuff.
really weird. I've never seen anything like that.
It's nice because it fits in like stubby pencil cases instead of having like, I feel like a lot of times the ones I catch them are like either bulkier or like more square.
Yeah.
This I cut the outside off with an X-Acto knife. Is what happened to this.
You have a Kate Spade eraser.
That actually came with a set. So I have,
I didn't know Kate Spade makes erasers.
they do when they make, they're like, it was a pencil case. Yeah, and then it came with a pencil and eraser. This actually right now doesn't seem like it would be good, but at one it seems kind of hard. It was actually like I used that for a very long time. It was a really good eraser. I didn't realize it would kind of like over time.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I wonder if I could cut that one.
like this one.
This is still a great eraser though, okay?
You stay in Alex's collection long enough and this is what happens to you. Cool. So something like erasers or like other things, they're purely kind of like functional for you. Yeah, I see. I don't see a lot of like fun or like
when it's gonna just potentially get covered in like
or
charcoal or graphite, or like in the bottom of a pencil case that's gonna like ruin it. No,
I see.
I do have a cute like blue one I got from us that's like push up, and that's bright blue. It has a blue eraser that I do keep on my desk and I use for like tiny things, but I would never like keep it with me for big projects because I do like it. But that's not even like designed wise. I'm not like a cute eraser collector.
Are there any pencils or color pencils that you're looking to add to your collection specifically? Like, are there things that you want to buy, or even just like what do you look for when you're looking to buy them? You have a list.
I mean, I feel like I always somehow have a list. I think in this case, it's a lot of, it's like if I want to see how something compares to one of the other ones I have, I happen to like them differently, or colors in a series that I don't have. Like at this point, even with like the color palette thing, I'll still look for ones. I have a book that has all of these swatched out in it so that I can take it with me. So that I know what colors I have.
Take with you to the store?
Oh. Or like if I'm looking at them for any reason. So I don't have to like, because the colors on the outside are fairly close, but so you know what color it's gonna be before I have to like use it. So I think that was actually over COVID. I went through my entire collection at that point and swatched it out, and then like added since then.
Very lockdown activity.
Yeah. It's like, I have time. What am I going to do? Swatch everything. So at this point, I think it's like if I want to try something, or like colors that I don't see in another like line that I have, or like ones that I have in general, like if that kind of crosses and works, kind of what I'm going for at this point. These are like the Blackwing Palomino, the blue.
You just like the color.
I just like the color, and they don't have these anymore. This is one of like their limited editions from at least a year ago or so that I found that we had like just with our Blackwing pencils that we didn't have in inventory anymore, and I was like, these are mine. So that's why these are mine. These aren't even the matte or the extra firm, so would be good for writing.
Like the special edition ones that are coming out from Blackwing, and like do you like want them?
Be tempted to buy them? Yes. Do I know that I would ever go through a set of 12? No, because there's still ones in this matte box.
I guess that is a lot.
So, like, do I think I'm ever going to use all of these? Eventually?
I mean, in your lifetime, yes. Like,
eventually.
These are pretty.
That I really liked and had to talk myself out of like finding because I don't. That's one thing, like, there are differences in graphite pencils, and I think I like mentioned that in HB when I did that, but a little bit less so. So like I know that I don't need any more like HB like graphite pencils, like probably good. So that is something I probably would not have on my list to get soon.
Just one last question to end the video. What's your opinion on the perfect pencil?
Ooh.
Is it perfect?
How do you sharpen it?
You
I don't know how it works.
You pull it out here, but I guess you can't catch them. You just have to.
Not perfect.
You just have to sharpen into the wire.
I mean, it's wood, so it's all right. Question mark.
I guess. What do you think about this perfect pencil?
It's fancy. I would say that perfect is a very
strong word.
Strong word. Only because everybody's opinionated, right? So it's really nice. Okay, are you not supposed to post it?
You are. So it is. This is supposed to kind of.
Can you
act
tell
as
that
a-
I didn't?
Did you watch my video, Alex?
I just like,
So it becomes a pencil extender as your pencil gets shorter.
okay. I don't like how heavy that weight is on the back. I can already
It is
tell
a
you
little
that
bit
when I was
heavy.
just doing that.
Yeah.
Especially like, I mean, maybe writing it's better, but I feel like the way I would draw it would almost like hinder me since it's so back heavy.
Mm-hmm.
If you were side shading like that,
Yeah.
it probably would be nice. Or like when it gets further down.
Mm-hmm. So
But-
yeah, when it's like a lot shorter, it's probably not as back heavy.
Yeah.
Also, I've someone commented on the other video that these pencils themselves are very like long lasting
Oh,
because they don't break very easily.
nice.
Yeah. And then there's a cap on the eraser.
Oh, I was wondering if it had an eraser
It's
since
threaded
this one
too.
does.
And these are refillable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. That also isn't one of like it's an actual pencil eraser and not just like one of the mechanical pencil tiny ones. I don't know if it's perfect. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Pun not intended, but that's fine. You can't catch it anyway. Not perfect. You can't catch your or pencil shavings. I do think it's really interesting, and it is really cool if you like want. Like obviously, I have a pencil case that I carry on me, and yes, it's tinier like now, but it's still like multiple things. So I think if you were somebody who like only wants to carry like a pen and a pencil, but like wants to have all that ability, I think it's really cool. But I don't know if I would say it's perfect.
Man, I was so excited to show this to you.
I feel like it would be really cool. Yes, I think it's more like personal choice aesthetics on that than anything that's
What
like
if-
not. Are you gonna be like, what if it comes in blue? Honestly, I
what if
probably
it
would
was
like it
blue?
a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie to anybody here.
That
No,
was actually
no.
kind of like replacing my hot take question.
Yeah. That was, I mean, probably hot take a little bit there too.
My pencil is not so perfect
Right.
as your hot take. All right, so thanks, Alex, for sharing your pencil collection today, and we'll be back next time with a very fun collection video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.